Howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to the Wrath of a Brand New Day. Oh, my throat. Life. Anyway, welcome to another new day. It is Monday. If you're watching this on the same day that I posted it, if you watch it on a day after that I posted it, well, it's whatever day you happen to be in. Thumbs up for that. But at the moment of recording, it is 7:02 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, United States of America, Northern American continent, Northern Hemisphere, third planet from the sun. It's either the Sagittarius or the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy. I always forget, and I'm not sure why. But we're in one of those two arms of the Milky Way galaxy. Thumbs up for that. Of course, we're also part of the local galactic cluster, of which we're not even the most major part. Of course, the Andromeda galaxy is much larger than ours. And in the future, it's going to be kind of a shocker because, of course, we'll all be gone by that time, but the two galaxies are going to collide. Who knows what the result will be. Gravitationally, it's going to rip both of them apart, and it's going to become a mess. Physically, both galaxies likely will pass right through each other and go swinging off in huge directions everywhere because there will be gravity slingshots of stars and planets just galore. But physically, probably very, very little solid impact between the two. Space is empty, incredibly empty, even in galaxies, clusters of matter, even in star systems. It's empty. Not completely empty, of course. There's all sorts of gas and dust and stuff that fills up space. That's what nebulas are. Huge gas and dust clouds that block off light. So it's empty, but it's not empty, if you know what I mean. It's not even really that it's a pure vacuum, just because, it's a vacuum. It's only the vacuum of space because there's so much space and more space all the time. There is gas and matter up there. If you squeeze the space down into a much smaller area, there could probably be a livable atmosphere. But it's like you took the atmosphere of Earth and then just pumped in a lot more inert gas until it fills up a space greater than the solar system. It's going to be like a vacuum to us. We're not going to be able to breathe. The inert gas, not much oxygen sort of thing. Not going to be a vacuum, but still, the point being. Anyway, though, good morning. Last night when I went walkies, it was late. I thought it was going to be not that long, but when I got back it was 9 o'clock, so I just had time to quickly eat something and then relax and then go to bed. It was raining and my feet were soaked. Luckily my shoes are mostly dry right now, so my feet aren't wet, but my legs from the knees down were just soaked, drenched entirely. So yay on that. Still raining now. Kitty's in the window sniffing the world, and that's a good thing. She sleeps up there in the window. She also sleeps down here and sleeps behind me and sleeps in weird places. She's a kitty cat. Thumbs up for that. As a minor thing, I wanted to bring up, because hamsters, like other people, and you may notice I haven't shown off my hamsters since that first day. Hamsters are like people. They're all different. They're individuals. They have tiny personalities as compared to us because, their activities that they do impinge so little on what we do. It's hard to, find anything relative between the two of us to go, oh, I feel that. And so there's not a whole lot like that to go, oh, yeah. So sometimes you see hamsters and sometimes you don't, and they don't really need to interact with people, and they're most active during the hours of dusk and dawn. Now, some hamsters, like just other people, are all different and love people and interacting with people. You make noise, they'll come over and they'll just be like crawling to get up to you. and you can reach in and you can pick them up, and then they're happy to run on you and sniff stuff and just be happy. And they like being interacted with. Hamsters are not like a lot of other creatures, though. They are perfectly happy, and you are not doing abuse on them at all if you never interact with them in the slightest. I mean, give them water, give them food, spot clean their bedding and all that, but for past that, no, you don't need to interact with them. They're perfectly happy living on their own. And that's why I watched the video, because I had thought about this with some hamsters I've had in the past, but especially dwarves, you'll have what is the dwarf hamster. And this person who has a channel about all of her animals, and she has a lot of animals, rats and guinea pigs and cats and hamsters and stuff, and she talks about ghost hamsters. And ghost hamsters are those hamsters that are slightly more antisocial. They don't bite, they're not anxious, but they don't need human contact. And so when you come out and make noise, they're either asleep, or they just don't care, or the activity does make them anxious. And so they stay hidden. And the only way that you know that they're really alive is the food that you put out for them is gone. And some stuff is occasionally moved from one side to the other. They're a ghost. You have to either wake yourself up early if you want to see them, or middle of the night if you want to see them, or you don't. In fact, the person that made the video, she's got a motion capture camera that she uses for her hamster cage. And, she checks on the hamster that way to interact with it, just to make sure it's not dead. Because with a ghost hamster, that's one of the things you gotta check on. If their food doesn't move that you give to them, then you need to start digging and checking on them. But this little guy here that I've gotten is not a ghost. When I come in here in the morning, like most hamsters that I've seen, he's up and doing stuff, and I picked him up and I let him run around on my upper body and my lap, and he was just a good little hamster. He is not panicked and freaked out by stuff. He doesn't like being handled. He's getting used to it, but he doesn't like being handled yet. When you've got to try to pick them up and move them to put them back in their cage, I still do the scoop thing. I try to be underneath them and not coming down up like this, because you do that, that's predator movement, so you scoop, and so I come underneath them as best I can, but I still need that other hand to hold him down. It's okay though, he's not freaking out badly, and then I set him down. He's getting better with that too, where he's not freaking out as much when he's in there, because his feet are usually on my hand, so it doesn't feel like he's just dangling in the air. Yay for hamsters. I love the little guys so much. Why? I don't know. As I've mentioned before and will mention again, we don't choose the things we like and dislike. We discover them as we go through life. And for whatever reason, there is a pathway in my brain that is very, very predisposed to fire when there's little fuzzy rodents, specifically hamster rodents. Thumbs up for that. Sadly, there is a form of European hamster that lives in the wild that, of course, because of human activity, we keep expanding, making the wild smaller and smaller. It's critically endangered and probably extinct very, very soon. So yay. And then, of course, I was watching a Jimquisition video this morning, it being Monday, and he puts out videos every Monday. It wasn't a game video. He's been doing game videos since forever, but a lot of his gaming videos are like anti-capitalism stuff. And the reason that a lot of people are like really anti-capitalism is that if you live in the United States especially, maybe you haven't noticed how it's socialism and bailouts and making things nice for those that have money and don't need it, but it is harsh, earn your living or die capitalism for those that have no capital. And it's really become obvious from that. everything that's happening in the world right now. And it was pointed out in the original first stock market crash like 100 and some odd years ago, or about 100 years ago. That was horrific and people were panicking. The 2008 housing bubble collapse of the stock market, people were panicking. Here's the 2020 issue with all the stock market and the big boys up above just once again showing how it's, oh, the little people, the poorers are making a little bit of money. Let's yank that ladder up and stop it. You don't deserve money. Because of this, we're reaching a point where with the people on Reddit and buying up short things and just making the market lose billions, these days people are either cheering, wondering how they can help, or pointing at it and going, isn't that interesting? Because in 2020 in the United States, the common person has nothing left to lose. So many people right now are already having been, well, they're not with us anymore because of what's happening to the economy and the poor in the United States. It is horrific, and yeah, the reaction now is because so many people have so little to lose. Right now, it is literally the only thing I have left is my ability to metabolize. Do you think your threats are going to make that any worse for me? Yeah, these are people that are nothing left, so of course they're going to go out. Yeah, the whole Wall Street bet stuff and things that are happening with the short stuff, this is a lot of people primarily that have money that didn't have to worry, but because it's hurting people that traditionally aren't hurt, yeah, we're getting behind it even though they're not much better. But the poor people got involved and were able to help themselves, which is why it had to stop. Earn your living or die for all of us that don't have money. And for those that do, then don't need it, continuous just bailouts and more. After all, Activision made almost $8 billion in profit off just microtransactions last year. They pay zero income tax. In fact, us, the small people, we pay their income tax for them. They have money. It's socialism for them. We don't. It is harsh, earn your living or die capitalism. And we have a huge homeless issue in the United States. That's a lot of people that are dying because of capitalism. Thumbs up! So yeah, I can see why there are a lot of people that are more than willing to not just watch and go, everything is burning. Isn't that cool? But are willing to go, you know what? I can afford a couple matches. Let's see what I can do to help. It's bad and is likely to just get worse because we never fix the problem. We just kick the problem down the road so that it's an even larger crisis the next time we run into it. Yay. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now, except accidentally. I have very good peripheral vision. I am just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, indifferent. You took the time. You expended the calories. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I am an American English speaker, and even though I count an American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my depression, fibromyalgia, morning, ADHD, and more, I'm sometimes lucky I can remember what day it is. I forget that all the time. Good golly, Miss Molly. Ruborg, thumbs up and thank you very much. T, greatly appreciated. I can't pronounce this one properly. That's different letters, non-American letters. You know, it's Mans Fridstrom, but thank you. Confused Owl 29, greatly appreciated. Shax's Dream Team, thumbs up and thank you. Tommy Nelson, good to see you. Krythos, thumbs up. We have Self-Talker, thumbs up and thank you much. Stephen Watley, thumbs up. Melissa R, good to see you in the comments. Hold back your tears, thumbs up. Andreas Oikanamu, I think I'm getting better at that, but I doubt it. Thank you very, very much. A name that I cannot pronounce in the slightest, but thank you. Insignificant Nick, thumbs up. Anime Fan, good to see you in the comments, and I am so sorry. And then we have iPop-Tarts, thumbs up. Confused Owl, already thanked. Fargrand, thumbs up. Kapaki, greatly appreciated. We have Hummus Rules, okay. That it might. Ari Hardigan, thumbs up. And Russian Timing, good to see you in the comments. Ricky Bettini, thumbs up. Sebastian Ferris, Hokey Smokes, a lot of snow. I wish it would snow here and stick. Ali Tofala, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Kennedy 3D3. Thank you all so much. You get me out of my head into the world, dealing with real people, and that is a very, very good thing. Hokey smokes. I took some cannabis concentrate. That was hard to say. Concentrate dabs, where you put your concentrate on a stick, whole, heat up a bucket or nail, and then put the concentrate on that, inhale the vapors through water where it cools down the vapor, and then you inhale the vapor into your lungs, and then the THC gets into your system. Unfortunately, because it is hot oil, your voice box and larynx and trachea, they're not thoroughly happy about it, and they complain. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, if you go to also check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook. How much have I done properly? Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. I have almost derailed myself entirely by going off on that tangent. Hokey smokes. If you would like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below, and if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well, with things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things, and we could check it out. That would be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled, and if you cannot donate, the reason we do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I got from my existence, definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thumbs up and thank you so very, very much. Hokey smokes. The lobster hat wearing duckhead of judgment suffers from a surplus of scorn. It is ready, not eager, but ready, to cast that scorn upon any and all whom it finds disappointing. Its mockery is severe. Do not disappoint the lobster hat-wearing duckhead of judgment. It suffers from a surplus of scorn. And of course, Black Lives Matter. Good golly, Miss Molly, why would you think otherwise? Hopefully you don't. There are those that do. How did I get that all mixed up? It's not mixed up, but I'd said it properly, but then my brain went and fried itself, so hopefully I said it properly, actually. Oy vey. And justice for everybody, the jackbooted, brown-shirted fascist thugs in police uniforms who keep beating, brutalizing, and murdering American citizens in their homes and on the streets. Joy. So please, unless you have to go out, please stay home. And if you do have to go out, wear a mask, practice your social distancing, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, do your best. You really don't want to get this. You really don't. Illness is no fun, especially illness with a possibility of leaving you not with us anymore. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. Practice what self-care you can. Be as creative as you can. And I will see you.